Welcome to the Bad Movie Night podcast, covering the worst movies you've never seen. We hope you enjoy listening to Bad Movie Night podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another exciting episode of the Bad Movie Night podcast. That is right, we are back talking about a little David Carradine horror?
Comedy? Thriller?
Parody?
Mockumentary?
The
Documentary?
1999
Comment on society?
Texas?
The Monster. Okay, Jesus.
Hidden camera show?
Natural selection.
All right, yeah.
I stab at thee!
David Carradine is
I stab at thee!
Oh man, that rockabilly riff is just killing it, man. I love it. It's like some Reverend Horton heat up in here, man.
What are you blowing there, Spiff?
The jug, right?
Ask your mom.
I'll drink to that.
Because my mom is dead.
I'm dead to you.
That is a great comeback, because my mom is dead, but I'm going to use that. That's better.
Okay. We have a lot to talk about with this movie. Interesting movie. We're going to get into it. We don't have Aaron. Aaron had some sort of work commitment or some bullshit excuse he made up.
Work emergency.
He's working at the wrong place.
The old people.
You should have been a postman.
Technologies or something. I don't know. So we don't have him. Lindsay's not feeling well still, so hopefully she'll be back next week. Rebecca is probably going to be back next week as well.
That's cool.
Fingers crossed. John's here. It's going to be a great time anyways. We don't
Third string
need-
quarterback.
We don't need no, John. You are at least. I don't know anything about football, so I. Second string? Is there a second string?
There is.
There you go.
Yay!
You're like the.
I'm John, the host from the internet. You might know me from, tens of you might know me from things like the Cult of Films or Film Hooligans. Or your dad might know me for my Magic the Gathering stuff. Thanks for watching.
There you go.
I know you from Bad Movie Night, John.
That's true. Been more active on that lately. Yeah.
I might be on the show at some point because you said we were going to talk about Let the Right One In.
Yeah. I want to do
Oh,
both
that's
of them.
cool.
Yeah.
You want to do both of them? They're both great. But I'll
Yeah.
save that for that podcast.
Right.
Is it
Nice
Let the
teaser.
Right One In again?
Well, let me in.
Let me in.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's,
You ever,
Are
you ever
are
see
you
it,
the
Spiff?
right one?
Either
No, I have not.
that's the vampire one, right? From
Yeah.
like the child. I had the soundtrack to that on
Let the
vinyl.
right one in.
Yeah. Let the Right One In. Fantastic.
Yeah, they did-
Probably
yeah,
one of the
it's
best
good.
vampire movies of all time. Anyways,
2008.
yeah, the Swedish one, the original one.
Yeah.
We're not
Maybe
talking
we
about
did.
that tonight, but we are
No,
talking
anyway, guys, we got Carradine to talk about. We haven't talked about David
Carradine.
Carradine.
He
Yeah,
was in at least 10
long
minutes of this
time.
movie.
I was so excited after this. I looked up David Carradine videos and was watching interviews with him, and man, he is something.
Yeah.
He's just.
I
drunk
wanted
all
to pull the
time.
hose clip, but I forgot to pull the hose clip. But
Oh,
everybody
no,
knows what it
this
is.
clip.
Yeah. Anyways, let's move on. We got a lot to get through. I have to do the history hole, so let's just kick to it and figure out what happens there. I don't. God.
For Aaron's history hole.
What were you saying, AJ? Before I cut you
Oh, I
off?
thought we were gonna do the premise first, but I guess
Oh
we can
shit!
wait.
We didn't do the premise. Sorry,
I was
AJ.
like, what's going on?
What is the Monster Hunter about?
All right. I'm gonna keep it really short this week because this movie's like completely out of left field, apparently.
Yes.
So, residents of an East Texas town react strangely when a serial killer invades their small town world. In the 1999 film, Monster Hunter, or Killer X, or maybe even
wow.
Natural Selection, or
the
whatever
Demon
else it's
Hunter.
called.
That was an incredibly short premise hole, AJ.
Thanks.
That's all the movie deserves, Chris.
Hey. Are you you serious? Oh my god, this is gonna be an interesting discussion we have tonight.
So I'm drinking for a reason.
Oh my god.
Boy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, AJ. That was good, I guess. Let's move on to Aaron's history hole.
For Aaron's history hole.
Can't get enough of that.
Yeah.
Jonathan
Double dose.
Davis.
Jonathan Davis.
There you go.
I posted in the Slack that I wanted to do Queen of the Damned, and like no one said anything. And Queen of the
real movie.
Damned,
Queen of the Damned's
It is-
great.
it's a terrible movie.
Well, yeah.
it's
I
a
mean, but a
terrible
fun
movie.
episode, yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. I hadn't seen it in years, but Jonathan
Yeah.
Davis does like all the music in there, and it's
Oh, really?
it's all awful in
In all the best ways. Great.
yeah.
That's cool.
All right, so this is Aaron's history hole where we dive into stuff and talk about things that are related to the movie. Tonight's movie is the 1999 horror comedy The Natural Selection, aka Killer X, aka The Monster Hunter, directed by one Mark Lambert Bristol, which you might know from a video game called Alien Rage.
That cover is awesome.
Wow.
It's like
I looked
robot
up-
aliens.
I watched
Gears of
a,
War?
I watched a video of a dude on YouTube reviewing it. He gave it a 1 out of 10. Wasn't a fan. Wasn't a fan.
That's okay.
But it didn't start Mark because he went on to make another video game, direct another video game called Enemy Front.
Medal of Honor B-side.
It's Call of Duty Take 5.
Heard of Beyond Enemy Lines.
Couldn't find a
This is
review
in
on
front
that.
of enemies.
Because I didn't look for one, but it's okay. It is what it is. But he
It's
is
on
he
PC
does
DVD.
and that was like it. Like this dude made this movie. He has a few
Yeah.
shorts. He made 2 video games and he has a new movie coming out that he's working on called Chocolate Lizards.
Oh, greetings from
Well,
Texas.
do you know what he's doing now?
Sequel.
What's he doing now, AJ?
What's he
He
doing?
he works for Tom Cruise on all the Mission Impossibles and does all the
Impossible
storyboards
Yeah.
for him. He's like a storyboard artist, like officially. He does lots of stuff.
That makes more sense.
Yeah,
Okay.
he does a lot of art stuff.
Here is the description of Chocolate Lizards. After blowing his first big acting job in New Orleans, Harvard-educated Erwin
New
Vanderveer
Orleans.
finds himself stranded in Buffalo Gap, Texas, where he is taken under the wing of irrepressible, almost bankrupt oil driller Merle Lusky, who sees Irwin as his saving angel. The two set off on a
These
crazy,
names.
fun-filled adventure to outwit the bank, the sheriff, and corrupt oil company in a frantic race to hit pay dirt before Merle's dreams are foreclosed.
This is like Dukes of Hazzard shit, right?
It's in Texas again. It's in
Yeah,
Texas
I
again.
got pre-show content.
I mean, it's not going to be like There Will Be Blood.
It could be.
That'd be
Probably
cool.
less boring than There Will Be Blood.
Ooh.
Only like the greatest movie ever made.
Making friends.
The
Mom
greatest
said I
actor
was
in
always
the
going to
world.
make friends.
Was that the one? Was that the oil one or the
Yeah.
the cattle stun gun thing one?
I
They
don't
came
know
out around the
that
same
one.
time.
Is that a documentary?
Put
You're
those
talking
two
about-
together.
He's
Cattle
talking about
The one where the
Coen
guys.
Brothers.
Oh,
Yeah,
No
what's
Country
it
for Old
called?
Men.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
very
Oh,
vast, vastly different movies.
Yeah.
I'm
I would.
sure,
I
I'm
prefer No
sure.
Country for Old Men, but
I saw
me
that
too.
one. I didn't quite get it. I think.
you didn't get No Country for Old Men.
Not really.
Really? You should read the
It was
book.
Tommy Lee Jones
actually.
getting old.
It's all Cormac McCarthy
Yeah.
stuff. You should read all of his books. They're amazing.
I
You read
enjoyed
Blood
The Road.
Meridian.
The
Yeah,
movie
Blood
The Road was
Meridian.
terrible, but the
I
book
think
was
There
good.
Will Be Blood is my least favorite Coen Brothers film.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, wait,
Just
no. What about that
wait.
Tom Hanks one where they rob the casino? That's
Oh.
the worst fucking thing ever made.
Wait, on the boat.
Wait, no. Are you thinking about...
Yeah,
Memoirs of an
he's in the
Invisible Man? No,
basement
that's Chevy
and he
Chase.
robs the casino. Dude,
that
I was
called?
watching this movie and I was like, this is just like a horrible, shitty movie where they're trying to be like the Coen brothers.
Oh, the
And I looked
Lady
it up.
Killers.
Yeah, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, this
Also,
is the Coen brothers.
Wait, did you say? Wait, what?
It is bad. Lady Killers is bad.
There Will Be Blood
Yeah.
is not the Coen Brothers, though. You were thinking.
No,
of,
that's Wes.
No Country for Old Men.
I was, yes.
That's Paul Thomas Anderson. Isn't
Yes.
it?
All
Right,
We're-
yeah,
Yes. We're gonna get comments. That's all.
Yeah, let me look at
It doesn't matter. Okay, we're moving on. We're moving on.
He's like, wait a minute.
All right.
Coen Brothers.
Lady Killers is
movies.
Semi-related to this movie is the 1999 Knocking on Death's Door,
That looks amazing.
which does look really good. It also features David Carradine, which is
Really?
great. Two paranormal scientists attempt to document the spirits which reside at Hillside House. They track down the murderer of a little boy whose ghost is still alive. Alrighty, that makes no sense what they just said. They track down the murderer of a little boy whose ghost is still alive. What? What they don't realize is that by discovering the murderer, they might be the next two humans to become ghosts. This is the worst logline synopsis. They might become the next two humans to become ghosts.
Directed by the Coen
That's like some
brothers.
Frightener shit up in there, you know?
All right, and
Man, I wanna watch
finally,
Frighteners now.
Frighteners is awesome.
That's a great
Wow,
movie.
it's so fun.
We're gonna do a call to film on that.
We
Oh,
already did.
really?
You
Ah.
son of a bitch.
Jason,
Damn it.
yeah, Jason beat you to
Did
it.
Jason like it?
Oh, he loved it. Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes I don't know about him. He seems aggressively angry about a lot of things.
It wasn't a Hudson Hawk situation.
He
both-
likes Hudson Hawk.
He loves Hudson Hawk, and I just shit on it the entire time, and he was so sad.
Oh yeah, what was that movie I did with him with Tim Allen that I was like,
Oh,
this is
Big
not a good
Trouble.
movie. And
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
like, I
that's
love
not too
it.
bad.
Yeah. It's got Tim Allen.
Yeah, I know. Should do Beverly Hills Cop. Come
All
on. that
right, Girl Gets Mo, starring one Tony Danza, is somehow related.
one. Whoa.
And Michael Madsen.
Nice.
Oh my goodness.
Who said
Importing
revenge
illegal
was
automatic weapons for resale is a big business, and Mo is the middleman. Even with huge monetary rewards available, he finds that his love life is suffering, and he is ... I forgot to paste the whole synopsis, but you get the point. Starring Tony Danza.
That was an awkward cover.
Yeah, what does it mean? The girl gets Mo.
He's
Sounds like a venereal disease.
Like, yeah.
Now, Tony, we need you to grab her leg.
Do you think there's a good chance you get a venereal disease if you're with Tony Danza, right?
That's Michael Madsen's hands.
Oh, Michael Madsen, you get a contact venereal disease just from being in the room with him. All right, and finally, Natural Selection, aka Dark Reflection. Sorry, one.
That looks amazing.
Can you lose your mind if it's
That's
not
so
your
cool.
own? That's a tough question. That's a thinker.
From the director
There's
of
a-
Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
Wow.
Has advertised on TV.
I would want to watch that.
This
It's cool.
needs to go on the
Yeah.
wheel.
Yeah.
Natural Selection software programmer Ben Braden has it all: a beautiful wife, a cute kid, a dream house, sports
Cute-ish
car,
kid.
and a great job. Then one day
Has
the
it all.
doorbell rings and he finds himself standing eye to eye with Alex Connolly. Every inch is double and hell bent on
Ugh.
getting Ben's material features as well.
Ew, what is this about?
Dun, dun, dun. It's about C. Thomas. Ah!
Is it like a clone thing?
Yeah, I guess. Kind of sounds like that one we already did with him.
Oh, where the guy was the
Some
robot and he
device,
didn't
suspect
know?
device.
It looked
yeah.
like a killer X-ray machine.
Yeah. So that's it. 1999 movies
Yeah.
somehow related to this one we watched tonight.
End of the
guys.
90s.
Okay.
Did it. And now I'm just talking as I do something in the back end. I'm not extending time. I'm
Yeah.
Hey everyone, this is Chris, and just reminding you in the still of tonight to go to patreon.com/badmovienight and sign up. For $2 a month, you get access to the exclusive bonus podcast pre-show, as well as other bonuses. That's patreon.com/badmovienight. Yeah! Somebody just posted this on Facebook.
Oh,
Oh man, that's
that's a
a
throne.
Pennsylvania basement.
I would
I've ever seen
never use that toilet.
That's
There'd
for
be
the
spiders in that thing.
but it's on a little dais.
It looks like real life Minecraft.
right.
I like the color though.
Yeah, the pink toilets are hard to find.
The color is good because the seat really sticks out. It
Looks
does
like
add
two
to the ambiance.
tones. It's real modern.
But like, if you look at this, like, there's no way there's not spiders crawling all over that thing when you're shitting on
Ah,
that thing.
I mean,
Does the water heater say Defender on it?
It's the defender of
Defender of the throne.
temperature. All right, guys.
All right, Chris.
We are gonna get into it now. The Monster Hunter.
Mm.
AJ, what did you think about the Monster Hunter?
oh man, the Monster Hunter. Not what I was expecting at all. I was like shockingly surprised 15 minutes in. I was like, oh my god, they're gonna try to make this a comedy. And then like worlds meshed together that didn't really mesh together, and I was just kind of like in awe that this was a thing. So I don't
it was a
I really don't know. I don't know what I think of this. It was certainly unique. It was kind of like a We'll talk about it.
Okay.
We'll get into it.
Yeah.
John, what'd you think?
This, out of any other movie that I've watched with you guys, was one that I wish that we all watched together in one room, because I think that's like, this was a movie to be experienced with people laughing at it. And I just wanted like questions. I wanted to throw weird questions of like, what the fuck am I watching? Why is this cop doing this? And why are they in a diner now? And I had all these crazy things to ask, and I just felt so lonesome. And so this is one of those where it's just like, forget movie theaters opening up, like just having people over. I miss that. And this is a movie to do that with.
Did you enjoy it?
As far as the movie itself goes, it was just like a throw spaghetti against the wall type of movie. Or effort. I can't even say it's a movie. Yeah, it had a plot kind of, but then they just threw random shit because the cast they were able to get. I think they were surprised that they were able to land like people like Stephen Root and Bob Balaban, and they're just like, well, shit, we have these kind of good character actors, so we gotta give them more screen time and make them important. So it seemed like they had a good handle on it, and then they didn't.
Scotty P.
Yeah, I think this is worse than Vampire Cop.
Whoa! Get the fuck out of here! Are you fucking kidding me?
Shots fired.
11 minutes in, I was totally checked out. Like,
wasn't this Vampire Cop? Though?
This movie.
What?
Scott's like the wild card now.
He is the wild card.
I saw what
He's
they
a
were
draw
trying to
four
do.
with it. Yeah. Oh my god.
Draw 4. Lose a turn, reverse.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, they were trying to do some like commentary on society and glamorizing serial killers, and like the documentary half of it and the live action half, it didn't really mesh well. The humor just fell flat all the time.
Yeah.
And it was terrible.
Okay.
Christopher?
All right. So I started this movie on a Saturday night. I was really high.
This is why he enjoyed it.
And I watched the first 30 minutes of this movie. And it was the best thing I've ever seen in my goddamn life. I was writing memoirs about how, like, David Carradine was like, this was it. Like, this was the shit. Like, I was into this. That's opening scene where Killer Diller,
So Willie was a good hunter.
Oh, yeah. He's a killer. Killer Diller. Get out of here. Jimmy!
that was the funniest thing I had ever seen in my life.
That was pretty funny.
Okay, then I went back because I couldn't remember everything that happened. I was like, I was not in the right frame of mind to like absorb this movie. But maybe I was actually.
It sounds like you were.
It sounds like
I went back and I rewatched the movie from the beginning. I loved it.
it. Really?
Oh.
It was
interesting.
fantastically fun. It was
interesting.
incredibly weird. It was kind of like that movie Frailty with Bill Paxton, where he like gets messages from God about serial killers. It's kind of like that with David Carradine. But there's all this satire, and like you talk about Stephen Root, like he has that scene where in paper it's not funny, but his delivery is so goddamn good
With the monkeys?
the monkey that I loved it.
There's a circus there, and, I thought I'd take the Dell down, see the monkeys. There weren't no monkeys, though. What kind of circus don't got no monkeys, huh?
I kept replaying it to see if she was laughing, if that was like a laugh take.
I thought there was some really good performance. Like there was like this guy who ran the shop, this like little store, and he was so like his dialect and the word choices and stuff. Like I just loved it. I was so absorbed into his like little monologue thing, and I can play it in a minute. But there was just so many of these little moments in this movie. I just kind of worked. The humor worked for me, I guess.
The denizens of the town were just so annoyed that something this much attention grabbing was happening to them, because they just want to go on their lives, and
Well, see, yeah,
sell their hay and whatever and just whatever. But yeah, everyone was super annoyed. Like we'll call him like motherfucker cop was he just seemed so annoyed by not only like his character was annoyed by dealing with everyone, but the actor was annoyed just with the movie around him. Like so he came off as really authentic.
I thought it was authentic. It worked for me.
Was it a full moon?
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. You guys have got to stop reading the goddamn newspapers. It's filling your head with bullshit.
That was good delivery, man. That was a good delivery.
Yeah.
So, Spiv, like, none of the humor worked for you, though.
None of it worked. I mean, I guess partly I wasn't expecting a comedy, so like I wasn't in that frame of mind.
The trailer doesn't tell you that.
Like, if it was all the documentary bits and they could have told the story that way, I think I would have liked it more.
I could see that.
But the constant switching back and forth just didn't do it for me.
Yeah, it is a hard juxtaposition.
And a lot of the humor, it sounded like they were trying a little too hard.
The mockumentary felt like Christopher Guest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because Bob Balaban is like a poor man's Christopher Guest, and he was delivering his lines like he would.
As a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they used too much of him, I thought. But
he was. It sounded improvised.
Oh
yeah, I think a lot of it was.
I'm sure, yeah.
But like this performance,
Willie'd come in every morning before he went to work and buy himself a soda water. That is until last June when we started carrying that Red Slash. He opened his first bottle of Red Slash right there at the counter. He even took a long pull off of it before he ever even paid for it. After that first drink, he says to me, "That's good." That's the most he ever said to me. He drank Red Slash all the rest of the time he came in. If you really want to know, I think he liked the stuff because it looked like blood.
I love that guy. I can
He figured it out.
He used to
I
buy
love
steady
small town
water.
jargon being so good.
Yeah, but the dialect is so good. Took a pool. Yeah. Like, oh man,
Yeah, I'm with you, Chris. It's just then they'd go back to the other part of the movie.
Yeah.
With Carradine.
Yeah,
and-
it's a
and it
hard.
just
You need like a
fell flat.
transition somehow that would work better than what they would.
Because it had entertaining scenes, but to what end? There was no plot. It was just like we had this serial killer that everyone knew was a serial killer even before he got caught, but he was still like just your average postman. Because like the wife views him as like the devil and like that weird SLC Punk kind of like acid trip scene. And I was just like, wait, what?
Yeah, that was random.
Yeah, yes. I agree with pretty much everything you guys are saying. Like, I think it hurts the storyline to keep cutting back to this mockumentary stuff.
Yeah.
Even though that's kind of like most of the humor. There is some moments with Carradine, though. Like, when this guy opens a garage door and Carradine's like, he's so goofy and silly.
Yeah.
And it was like,
I would have loved more Carradine. Yeah.
Carradine
when he's naked and like dripping himself with water and.
Carradine worked
was
so
cool,
well
too.
for me in this movie.
Those monster effects were cool.
But then they
What-
cut him off.
What they should have done, because that stuff right there all worked really well. It's just in like this comedy X-Files thing with Carradine being like,
They even say X-Files on this.
Yeah.
They mentioned
David Carradine is in a completely different movie than everyone else.
Yeah.
He is doing a Texas Twin Peaks Agent Cooper thing.
Right?
Yes.
Exactly.
Everything that
what
he's
doing.
in is like, oh, this is Twin Peaks, and that's kind of cool. But then, like, the movie isn't that at all. And then look at that. It's a fucking
it's
David Lynch
totally-
film.
that is totally Lynch when that happened. That was like, oh shit.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. I
But
thought
there's
about that a
also
bit.
like there's moments here of like cool filmmaking.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
this
that
scene
was
when he
cool.
comes in,
Scene.
it's just like other times it looks like shoddy, like shot on video, kind of low quality. But then you get this scene right here, like that's an awesome
That's cool.
shot.
That's like a
Shot is
Breaking
so
Bad
good.
you know,
Yes,
thing.
and so
happening.
there's these moments of like really it comes together. But I think you're right. I think it's kind of maybe the way the movie was made. They only had
Spaghetti.
David Carradine for 2
Yeah.
days. They only had this guy for
It's
whatever.
probably, like, budgeted, you know. And then they were like, we'll just do the mockumentary stuff doesn't cost you anything to run around and do that, you know.
Yeah, just to film the guy for a couple hours.
Mm-hmm.
But
So
like,
it had $450,000 budget. So you think they filmed the cinematic stuff and then just padded it with mockumentary?
I would think so. I think they were definitely shot separately at
Oh, for
separate
sure.
times.
Yeah.
Except
It feels
Motherfucker
that
Cop.
way.
He's in both
Yeah, he
quite
was
a
in
bit.
both. Yeah.
Yeah. I just feel like there
don't
needs to
know.
be like like if you're gonna do it this way, there has to be a better way to transition, you know, your story so they mesh
Yeah,
better.
well, it's
and
hard to do the story as a documentary, like solely that way. So I think they leaned on the other stuff too much.
But I liked some of the mockumentary stuff. Jesus Christ! Turn your vibrator on or whatever. It's usually. You can
I did too. I just think
I'll
it's
be back,
like,
guys. It's a support call from work.
I think the movie fails.
Oh
where they
my
don't...
God! Everybody's getting called away from work.
Jesus. I think the movie fails where they just don't connect them well. That's the main hurdle, like that I say.
Yeah.
See, and this is right out of Da Vinci Code.
It is Da Vinci Code. But these sequences are cool, and I like the monsters you saw for a moment.
Yeah.
And it, in the end, I'm not sure if David Carradine was seeing the monsters was actually happening, or if he's just crazy.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Yeah.
And we can get into the end of the movie then, but it was very just ambiguous.
And that's where it fell off the rails, is because you have such a cool character like him, because like you said, he is either dialed in like a Constantine, and he's on this supernatural kind of avenging thing, but then you have him run up to our antagonist or anti-hero serial killer guy who's not interesting at all, and then that guy wins. It's just
Yeah, they were getting rid of Carradine.
Yeah.
They couldn't keep him.
Maybe they're having problems with him on set. They're just trying to get rid of him.
He did good for his first post-mortem performance, I think. He looked kind of weathered in this.
He looks... Although
every interview I watch with him, he looks like he's just going to fall over and die. I know. I went back and watched Kill Bill interviews, and my God, the guy's just waiting to die on the chair.
I thought he looked kind of sober in this movie, at least.
Yeah,
which is not a side of Carradine we usually get on this channel. So
yeah, he seemed like he cared about the project versus just showing up drunk and all right, put me in this robe again, let's go.
Well, because this was his Lynch role. He's oh, I could be Agent Cooper in this whatever movie. They're do whatever you want to do. I was a little whoa, it was a little prophetic that how many belts they showed in this. Mm-hmm. This was Belt the movie, because he's whipping himself with his own belt, and then you had that weird long drawn out I'm gonna get ready as a postman, and then we had to see every single loophole and all that.
Daddy is a postman, John.
Twice.
Our lives are precious, they glow, and everything's fine. Everything's fine, 'cause Daddy's a postman. Daddy's a postman. Daddy is a postman.
So out of this movie, totally doesn't belong in this movie at all.
Yeah, but you could say Lynch has weird moments of comedy mixed with drama and horror and sci-fi-ish stuff, right?
Yes.
I mean, I guess the difference is, at this point at least, you know what you're gonna get from a Lynch movie, that it's gonna be quirky and weird. You didn't expect that going into this thing.
No, the trailer's so
But sometimes that stuff worked for me. We're watching David Carradine talk about a body, and then it cuts to this.
Billy, quit covering your titties and play ball!
That was pretty funny.
They cut back to that coach later on randomly in the movie, and the guys are heading into the locker room, and he's just slapping them all on the ass as they walk.
He only smacks one of them. The last one. Yeah.
It's what the fuck? It's so stupid.
But that's the thing. It's 8 different movies. It's like a movie 43 with no budget. It's of course you're gonna laugh once or twice, because there's just so much shit. But that's the difference between that and Lynch too, because Lynch is all the ingredients. It's always a mess, but all the ingredients are good, and he usually ties it together some way, unless it's Inland Empire, and that's just final form Lynch, him with no one to tell him no. But that's what this felt like. But he didn't earn it, this guy.
He didn't earn it. But I do think while it does have moments of horror and I do feel the tone is pretty persistent. I think it carries through even the mockumentary into the real cinematic footage.
I don't know. I think at times it does, and other times it doesn't. They're just I just think it's really juxtaposing the way they shoot these very low grade
mockumentary stuff.
Yeah, and then mix it with pretty competent filmmaking.
Yeah.
It's just it's a real hard cut, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, and like everything with the wife, like him and the wife, is just uncomfortable. Like it's not even played as a gag. She's just afraid of him. And so it's like that's the tone where you're like, okay, he's to be taking a little bit more seriously like a serial killer. But then it cuts to, Billy Bob at the bitching that he ran out of Diet Cola or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe this movie fails in the editing room more than anything.
Sure.
You know?
Well, I like if you took the mockumentary stuff out, you could have just added a scene or two that basically covered all the important plot details that were featured throughout those mockumentary things. So, I guess my point is like, you could just take them out.
Yeah.
And the movie
I
would
think
be.
what might have worked well too is like when you go back to like the film angle, maybe you see the mockumentary crew making the mockumentary or something, and it just gives you like more of a bridge in like space and time and where you are in the story and placement and stuff like that. So like thinking of creative ways to connect them better.
What are other mockumentaries that have like standard movie sections?
I don't think there are any. I think that's part of the problem. I think it's just like such a thing. I don't think I've ever seen one where it's like both combined. Usually a mockumentary is just like a mockumentary straight. Like, you know, because documentaries aren't typically smashed with a film. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a documentary.
It happens in found footage movies where it does feel really jarring when you're watching a found footage movie and all of a sudden it's like, wait, now this is a normally shot. It doesn't work usually because it does take you out.
Yeah. Like Shyamalan's The Visit, right? Like they do that a little, like it's mostly taped from the kid's phone, but they still manage to make that work a little bit to set up ambiance, where this one literally feels like two films are stitched together like Frankenstein.
Yeah, I think it's just like a really ambitious thing to try to combine those two.
Yeah.
And do it well. It's hard. You have to really think it out.
Yeah. And the storyline here, like I said, is just, what the hell is that movie called? Frailty.
Yeah.
Although Frailty, when did that come out? That might have come out after
2000.
It was inspired by.
I like Frailty.
2001. Frailty came out in 2001.
Wow.
And that's basically the same kind of through line there.
It aped Killer X. But yeah, it's just like, the climax of the film, I guess, is the big reveal is not Skeet Ulrich killing, and then they kill each other's wives and stuff. Was he inspired by Will, or like, why was that the thing? Like, why was he a killer?
Inspired by the documentary crew hanging around town interviewing everybody, and
Well,
like the media, the newspaper.
They hint at him being like interested in the fame because at the opening of the movie he comes out of like some room and there's like the whole bunch of news people or whatever, and he says something to them like, "Oh, is this going to all the stations or something?"
Yeah.
And at that point I was like, I have no idea what's going on, but I think it was just setting up like his like desire to be somebody
Famous
of note.
somebody,
Somebody
yeah.
famous. I think a lot of people would have issue with your not Skeet Ulrich.
Why?
I think he's a loved man.
Skeet Ulrich?
I think so, isn't he? I saw
the guy from Scream.
He was trending on Twitter the one day, and it was like everybody was crawling out of the woodwork to say how much they loved him.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, thumbs down the video.
The ending. The whole thing, because of the mockumentary, like it just never is building, and it just kind of ends,
Yeah,
and then it doesn't answer any questions, and it's like disappointing and confusing.
Yeah, very.
And they had already killed David Carradine off like 3/4 of the way in the movie, which is very anticlimactic.
He had stuff to do.
Yeah, well, he was the whole driving force behind the movie, and it was like, why are we killing him off?
Well, and you realize he's going to be killed off too because they hint about finding all the stuff in his apartment and everything. The documentary crew, and it's like, well, why would they be in his apartment? You know, like.
Did you wait? I should have took a picture. It was like one of the things listed on the like what was in his apartment was like an 8-year-old kid or something.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
8-year-old kid's teeth or something.
Yeah, I was like,
that's good stuff.
But
okay?
yeah,
I'm back.
Okay.
But that's the thing too. It was flirting with Will not being the killer, because I don't think they even call like the guy that we find out to be Will, like we all know, to be him until Skeet Ulrich comes over to the wife's house and then he's like, is Will there or whatever. So I was like, oh, okay, maybe that is the twist. Like, he's not the killer, it's that guy.
That's what I thought at first.
That kind of works for me. Maybe the wife just, maybe he's just like a normal Texas drunk wife beater. I don't know.
That is like that scene that I really liked where we're talking about he comes in and he takes the red juice or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah.
And then the next scene, he's in the park drinking that like we just showed. And then later on, after we find out that his wife is pregnant and we think she's like all worried because it seems like she's an abused spouse, but then he's like really into it and really happy and she seems to come around a little bit.
Yeah.
It cuts to a scene where a guy's laying in the bathtub, like you can't really see it. Looks like he's like jerking it or something.
Right.
And he's like throwing that was the other guy.
That was the brother that keeps putting no. What's the brother?
No.
The brother just has an anal fixation. Will has the jack-off fixation.
So was that Will? Because
that was Will then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought he threw. Okay.
Who's in the bathtub?
Will.
He's a.
He was a masturbator.
What?
Oh, timing, man.
Jesus.
No, I thought that was our other guy who had killed Will's wife in the bathtub.
That's what I thought. I don't know. It doesn't
I don't know. He was like chopping her up in there.
It doesn't
I thought.
matter. This is such a weird ass movie.
It makes
such a weird.
It was ambitious.
This could have been.
Ambitious,
This
yeah.
could have been a Twin Peaks season. Like you could have drawn this all out, introduced all these characters because a lot of the characters, like they all have these little things. The one guy is like really into monkeys, and his wife is into monkeys. You got the brother who's always like about putting stuff up his butt or something.
Yeah.
Will's
Tuna
always
surprise.
like it's all these like weird little things.
And motherfucker cop.
Everywhere was fuck. The
Carradine.
Hunting people. Carradine.
Yeah. Carradine definitely played up the comedy end very well. I feel like all the other cast in the film version had to play it up more to like match the mockumentary kind of feel.
It took me a while to realize that it was a comedy.
What? The first scene, Killer Diller.
Yeah, but that was, it's backwoods Texas. I don't know. But yeah, everyone was hamming it up so much that I was like, okay, maybe this is a comedy. And then I started to watch for jokes, but yeah.
The ending was great. I did like the part where they kind of made like a little Hollywood like murder tour, but in this like tiny little town that no one goes to in East Texas.
Oh yeah.
Their books are made. Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor Will.
So that movie ends with the two killers confronting each other because the one killer kills the pregnant wife, and then they kill each other.
That was his first kill, right?
Yeah.
I missed that he
And then
puts
the
the
movie
cigarette
the movie just ends.
Yeah.
Yep.
It just ends.
Because we get one little line of exposition in the middle of the movie saying, well, now that Will's on the run, like asking the mom in the mockumentary. Mm-hmm. So we know that he's still alive. So did he take off right after he killed Skeet Ulrich? Like what?
But that scene where Skeet Ulrich is dead and the door knocks and the guy says, come on in. And he looks and then it ends.
Oh.
So who was supposed to be there?
I don't know.
David Carradine's soul? I don't know. And why did David Carradine see all the serial killers as weird aliens with serrated teeth?
I know why.
Oh, he was a masturbator.
Is that the new soundbite for 2021?
Yeah, but this one's my favorite.
Billy, quit covering your titties and play ball.
We need a Lindsay drop.
This is so much
He's doing
worse.
his mommy.
I gotta get rid of some of these.
That's the best mashup ever. That's way more entertaining than this movie.
I did get rid of my oh, did I get rid of it? Oh no, I didn't. Oh, Robert Zadar.
Oh yeah. You can't lose Robert Zadar. It's too relevant.
I wasn't bored at all. Okay, I feel like we've been shitting on this a little bit. And I do want to. No, yeah, you've been consistent, but I was more interested just with how befuddled I was, and I was just like, every minute would pass, and I'm just like, okay, I'm still in this. I hate it, but I'm still interested in watching it. But then it turned off, and I forgot like 90%. Like I had to run to my computer to take notes because it was just like evaporating from my brain because it was so forgettable. So,
but I don't know. To me, like if we had watched a generic action movie, we probably all would have had fun. But this was so weird and so original in some ways and unique that I appreciated it.
I wish I would have known that going into it prior, because I had this idea of like, we're going to get a monster action extravaganza of David Carradine, and that's what I expected. So when I was watching it and it shifted, I was like, oh, this is a comedy? That's very weird. You know, like, it's a hard shift from what your expectations were.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the trailer plays this scene.
I stab at thee!
Yeah, man. Like, I'm ready to go to Texas and like, get in the shootouts of Carradine. Let's do
It's like an early Tony Scott film or something. I was like, okay, cool.
It's very different there, and it does set your expectations for something way different than this.
Yeah.
But how do you advertise this movie? How do you market this?
That's fair.
You just get some shots of like scenes from the mockumentary and everything's different trailers.
Yeah, you treat it like a Christopher Guest movie.
Yeah,
that's true.
But I guess this is pre-Christopher Guest, isn't it? I mean, I don't know when Waiting for Godot came
Spinal
out.
Tap was.
Spinal Tap.
Oh yeah, Spinal Tap.
Spinal Tap was early '80s.
Yeah, you think you would get some notes from that, maybe. I don't know.
Okay. Can't dust for vomit.
Yeah. The thing that I could just think that happened is, like I said, they just accidentally got too talented of people, and then they had to give them more screen time.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's just like one of these things, like if you're available, we'd love to use, and then if someone's available, they run and film in New York in his apartment or whatever, you know, and just make him character out of whatever.
They couldn't get out of Bob Balaban's house. He's like, no, I can take that again.
I really thought they were going to connect the story with the author and the psychiatrist, with him murdering him because he's listening to him on TV, and I thought this was all going to like connect eventually in that sense. You know?
Well, who's doing the documentary? It never explains. And why, you know?
Because society's fascination and
small town
it's
America.
Yeah.
I just use my raw self. I have no technique. I really don't know anything about what I'm supposed to do, and I so avoid learning anything because my book, Serial Killer Myth and the Facts, is really kind of a survival guide. Just one small element, because really it's about life. Really it's about everything. It's about goodness and badness and how we could be. It's really about love.
It's like how Rand Paul learned how to be a politician.
Yeah, that scene summed up the movie, Chris.
I don't know.
Uneventful white guy fight.
I wasn't bored. I laughed a few times.
Yeah.
There's some quality to the movie. I liked it. It's a weird one.
It is a weird one.
It is a weird one. Yeah.
It is weird, and I would say I probably won't see anything like this ever. We probably won't see another movie like this kind of weird mash of things.
But I would have taken a David Carradine movie where he plays this character throughout a whole
series.
Movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
His character
was
was awesome. Yeah.
He was very fun. All right. Anything else with it? Are we ready to move on?
And it's the worst thing that I'm glad exists, and I would never watch again.
It's a good way to sum it up. Let's see here. Yep.
Oh, Spiff's going through his.
Yeah, I thought Carradine appeared sober in this one.
That's what I said earlier.
Yeah,
I was so happy for him.
It was like a passion project, I think. I wonder if he this felt like this could have
scene.
It's
a great right? So much. His reaction,
I saw a red-tailed hawk.
It's just so good.
Yeah, the cast is good,
and the monster effect is cool. It looks X-Files.
Yeah, it's cool.
It does.
It is cool.
Yeah.
It looked dumb in the trailer, but with the context or no context while watching this movie, it looked cooler. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're just gonna keep going around in circles. Let's end this. Let's move on
and
play a game. Oh wait, does anyone have altered titles?
I do.
Okay, pull them up.
Anyone else?
Go ahead. I gotta pull them up.
I don't.
Irene sent some in.
Serial Tap.
There you go.
The Stupid Hunter. Monster Shit Pile. Postal Shit. Shit's in the mail. Going postal and shitty delivery.
Shitty delivery.
You went like on an Aaron kick. You got obsessed with that word.
The titty hunter.
Anybody else?
The greatest line in this was, do you are you in contact with any of your coworkers? No, I don't talk to anybody. of these people, I just go home and lock my door.
Mail guy, and then somebody drops something or whatever, and he's like, it was funny.
That was funny.
Mine was just like Texas Peaks or like Twin Peaks will walk with me. Yeah.
Irene says non-erotic asphyxiation. And I don't want anybody else. When I think about you, I flog myself.
That's good.
That wins.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody else.
When I think about
you, I flog myself.
I touch myself. Oh. That was good, Viv. If we could have lined up our delay, we could have got nailed the
nails,
harmony.
Chris.
He's not even listening. What?
I like your nails.
Thank you. My daughter painted them for me.
Nice.
All right, let's move on and play a game.
Game time, baby.
Your theories are the worst kind of cockroach, right? Your methods are sloppy and your conclusions are highly implicit. Shall we play?
Okay. Since this movie is like a whole bunch of news, okay, I don't know. I'm gonna give you a news article and you tell me if it's real or if it's fake.
Nice. Oh, that sounds fun.
Based on a headline, okay?
Okay.
All right, here's the first one. Gordon Ramsay's daughter Tilly confirms she prefers her mom's cooking. Real
That's
or
true.
fake?
Chicken
That's true.
croquette?
That is very true.
Is that a fake author name for all these?
Yeah, I had to come up with a name for the newspaper, the article to the right, and
Shafty Hard Times.
Shafty Hard Times. I think that's a real story.
It is real.
I'm gonna go with real.
You guys are all going real, huh?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is, in fact, a real story. Tilly does confirm she prefers her mom's cooking.
Mom doesn't yell at me when she cooks.
Mom's around when I grow up.
Question 2. Sharks love jazz, says Australian scientists.
I mean, that does sound like something.
It's by Snotty Quapple.
Is this a Fox News article? Because then it might be true. I'm gonna say it's false.
What are you doing,
Only
Spiv?
inoffensive, but I was reading the story.
The story is a copied and
Not only
pasted. I looked up
inoffensive,
something
but
about
agreeable
farting.
as perfumes.
It's something about. I looked up something.
It's scarcely worth a farting.
I looked up a thesis on farting to get that filler content, and it took me to the Wikipedia page called "Fart Proudly," which is something to do with Benjamin Franklin. So I copied and pasted that. Yeah.
That's interesting.
So what do we think? Real or fake?
I'll go false.
I'm gonna say real.
That's a fake one, Spiv. Sharks
Do
don't
sharks
love
actually
jazz.
like rock or something?
No,
Straight
they
up gangster rap.
They like gangster rap. Yeah.
Classic.
Not really gangster rap. They do like rap because they do like that.
They like old school
LL Cool
hip-hop.
J song.
They don't like Coolio, Gangster
Deepest
Paradise.
Bluest.
Fantastic
Question 3.
Voyage. No.
Third
Ooh,
of young
young
millennials are confused about whether the world is flat.
Young
and it cut
millennials.
off the name. It was Toad the electrical sprocket. Or electrical socket. Sorry.
That's good.
I mean, if that said boomers, I would believe it.
Right.
Well, young millennials.
Yeah. It's like me and Chris.
Yeah, I'm a young millennial, aren't I?
No, we're old millennials.
We're old millennials.
Yeah.
I'm
I'll
barely
go
a
false.
millennial.
I'm
gonna
gonna say
true.
false too.
True. It's actually half.
I'm gonna believe.
False.
Yes. I was like, I like to
Spiv,
believe that.
Spiv,
There's hope.
You're,
It's like enough hope,
you're
right?
teetering on boomer. Like you suck down
man.
this fake news like nobody's
I'm
business.
post Gen Xer.
Jeez. It's like
Yeah.
All right, next one. Man fails to get his driving license for the 192nd time.
true.
Because he's blind.
At least he's
True.
persistent.
That is definitely true.
I do like this name.
Yeah.
Edward
Very strong. I'll go true.
I'm gonna go true. Yeah.
AJ?
True.
True. Worst driver in the history of Poland. Man fails to get his driving license for the 192nd time.
That's great.
It's hard to get your license in Europe, though.
Is it?
Yeah, they're.
You know, in France, you have to go to school.
Jesus. Anybody got
There's
time
a
for that?
driving school.
Yeah, UK too.
All right. Iowa man attempts to evade police on a riding lawnmower.
I've read this story.
Let's phone Lindsay.
It's actually Iowa woman.
This is like, yeah, it's true.
This is
It
true.
has to be
True.
She was trying to drive to Nebraska.
It is true.
Nice.
Oh, that's not a real photo. Though.
That's a David Lynch movie too.
There you go. All right, next one. Canadian zoo owners charged after taking bear out for ice cream.
They are very polite.
Canadian. I guess it depends where in Canada, because a lot of Canada is very, very rural and like spread
By
out.
Martha Fucker.
But do bears
So,
like ice cream?
You know, I'm gonna say true. I think that could happen. In
It
the
feels
right
too
place.
true, so I'm gonna say false.
I'm gonna say true, but only if it's in like Saskatchewan.
False.
I'm bad at this.
You are
quiz,
bad
man.
at this.
I'm flawless so far. You usually
All right,
suck at
two
these.
Two more. Pastor farts on congregation to heal them with God's power.
I hope it's true.
God. I feel like you can. It has to be true.
That can't be real.
It has to be true. It's probably like. it
I'm with
has to be
AJ.
true.
Let's go true.
People do anything in the
Yeah.
The Sevenfold Holy Spirit Ministries. Oh, his
That
name
woman
is
used to have
Christ.
hair before he sat there.
Christ Penelope, who founded Sevenfold's Holy Ministries, farts on his congregates as a healing ritual that he claims cures all spiritual and physical problems. But then everybody gets pink eye.
Yeah.
Okay. Last one. Godzilla vs. Kong's director regrets not making the two kiss.
Wait,
Mr.
Godzilla versus
Squirrely
Kong?
Nuts.
Yeah. So that's Adam Wingard. He's kind of a smartass. I'm gonna say true.
Yeah, he probably just said
I'm
that
gonna
off
say
hand.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
I do want to see that movie.
Really?
It was okay.
Was it?
Like, no interest.
I didn't
No
like the
interest.
last one.
Yes.
Interest.
Nice.
I don't know.
Flawless, baby.
I
That
I
first
don't know.
Godzilla movie that he did was so good.
I
the
watched.
one with
What was
Bryan
it?
Cranston.
Yeah, the one with Bryan
Yeah.
Cranston. Yeah.
I think Kong Skull Island was the best one.
Rampage was like.
Oh, I
some
liked
fun.
Rampage. It was fun.
That was fun.
I
The
got
Rock.
a
Anything with The Rock is good.
Natural Born Killers from Dusk Till Dawn vibe. That's not off. Natural Born Killers. I can kind of
Yeah,
see this movie
yeah,
a bit,
yeah, sure. A little Tarantino flair going on.
definitely.
Yeah.
some-
House of a Thousand Corpses a little bit.
One of the alternate titles was Quentin Tarantino Presents The Demon Hunter.
Ooh. You gotta pay extra for that, please. don't.
Okay.
Photo on that.
That's just, yeah.
All right, let's move on.
Patreon. Whoa! Join the Patreon. $2 a month and you get some stuff. Whoa! Patreon. Patreon.
Hey everyone, go to patreon.com/badmovienightshow and sign up for $2 a month. You get access to the weekly pre-show as well as other bonus podcasts and videos. Patreon.com/badmovienightshow.
Yes. You guys are in for a
Backyard
treat.
with a piece of hose.
Selling it
I
on
don't have
TV.
I don't have a video of it.
Ah. Go find it on YouTube. It's worth
I
it.
could, but I'm not going to.
And I'm telling the audience to.
Is it really worth it? Is it really?
It's kind of worth it.
It is. It's a moment.
yeah. All right, Spiv, would you recommend the Monster
Would I
Hunter?
recommend a Monster Hunter? No. No, I would not.
Spiv.
I saw what they were trying to do. It didn't work for me.
Didn't work for you. Okay.
I needed Christopher Guest full on, or I needed David Carradine.
Yeah, would that have
full on.
worked for you if it was all mockumentary?
If it was all mockumentary, it would have worked for sure.
Okay.
With some better actors in it. And they had a couple, but yeah, they got the Christopher Guest guy. I forget his name.
Bob Balaban.
Is that his name? The guy who's in all of them. Yeah, that would have worked. Or ditch the mockumentary, stick with David Carradine, follow him through the whole thing. That would have been better too. Either way, not recommended.
Wait.
Is Bob is that the
Isn't he in it?
Nigel
Yeah, he
Tufnell?
is.
Bob Balaban's the guy that wrote the book.
Psychiatrist. But he was a psychiatrist, right?
Oh no, not that guy.
Oh. Who are you talking about?
Well, I'm confused.
Let me look him up here.
It doesn't matter.
Spinal Tap. Michael McKean?
Okay.
Michael McKean.
Michael McKean. Spiv says Michael McKean.
Yeah,
it would have
Michael
worked.
McKean. Yep.
Okay. AJ.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Chris brought me around a little bit on this one. It is weird, and I can say I haven't seen anything like this before, so that alone is kind of like some interest to go check it out. But please be wary that you know what you're getting into with, because like if you don't, you're just going to be upset like I was. It is more so a heavy comedy and very like.
Yeah, don't watch the trailer.
Yeah, very absurd. It's not an action movie. You're not going to really get any of that. But there was some interesting stuff. I felt like some of the mockumentary stuff was just... There's a lot of it, and it drug for a bit for me. But yeah, I say like a light, maybe check it out. Depending on where you land on that.
AJ's light, but he's on it. John?
Watch it with friends. Don't watch this alone, because it's kind of, I think it just loses, not because it's like scary or cursed, but just because it's so weird and so out there and so not like anything else besides kind of like Twin Peaks. You're gonna lose half of the fun of it. It's just meant to sit around with your buddies and drink a few and laugh at it and just savor every David Carradine moment, or just like go and parse all the David Carradine moments and make a short movie and then watch the hell out of that, because he's great. Again, glad it exists because it's so weird, but I can't like wholeheartedly recommend it to everyone.
I would sort of push back on your laugh at it. I think it's more of a laugh with it, because I did think this movie was pretty funny occasionally.
I chuckled a few times.
Yeah, I don't know. I liked it. I thought it was weird and unique, and some of the execution was good, and even the basic storyline being Frailty kind of had me, and it's interesting that it came out before Frailty. So, and I'm not a David Carradine fan. In this movie I was like, god damn, I'm a David Carradine fan.
Brought you around after all these movies finally.
Something
He
worked.
knew what he was in for sure.
It wasn't going to be a water farming film apparently, but it's brought him around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Break apart enough rocks. And
it worked. If you're tired of seeing the same old, give this one a shot. I think you might find something interesting here. So, The Monster Hunter, and it's fully available on YouTube if you look up Killer X. So
that's the UK title, by the way.
UK
title. Oh, that makes sense.
All right, let's move on and read.
Wait a minute. Why does that make sense?
I don't know. This movie had like 8 titles. I was like, I couldn't figure out where Killer X came from. Like, why is this version called
the
Killer X?
official title is the Natural Selection.
That sounds cool. I like that.
That's how it is under Carradine's IMDb.
Yeah, that sounds more like a mishmash kind of thing. Of like, that feels better than Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter felt like the action trailer we watched. You know, like.
Well, that felt like the David Carradine movie.
Yeah, right.
Didn't feel like this movie.
Carradine.
Yeah, right? Yeah. I looked up David Carradine in a hose, and this picture came up.
Okay, that must just be his garden.
It says The Last Days of David Carradine, and it's a link to a magazine article.
Yikes. Is that like an Easter egg hunt there?
That's where he meditates in between hanging out in his hotel room in Thailand.
Premeditated something.
Too soon,
All right.
Jay, too soon.
Let's move. He's been dead for like 20 years.
I know, you're saying that.
All right, let's move on.
I suggest we read some listener feedback, sir.
Make it so, number one.
Emails. You tiny little emails. You precious little emails. Where are you?
Last week we checked out Battle Truck. Yeah! It was 1,000 times better than this movie. Jason Case says he's excited to listen to the live Bad Movie Night podcast review of the horror movie The Monster Hunter, which you could be doing right now, listeners. Right now.
Yes.
He says, my low expectations for Monster Hunter are a coherent, entertaining movie. Oh, sorry, Jason, your expectations were not met.
It's not coherent.
Oh, boy. A monster that can be taken seriously because the monster is a high-quality looking monster. Well, there was no monster, sadly.
Sort of.
Well, humans are the monster.
Yes.
Dave Black. Dave Black. I don't know how you say your name, Dave. Sorry. Battle Cess. She's doing her daddy. These are alternate titles, I guess.
Okay.
Battle Tuck. Would you dodge ram me? I'd dodge ram me.
Oh my goodness.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
And Cars 4. Battle Truck.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
I'm
like
waiting
that.
for Disney to pick that up. That'd be fun. Sean Cavender, whenever you folks are ready to put another Thirsty Wasteland flick on the wheel, I suggest 1987's World Gone Wild.
Ooh, I haven't seen
Maybe
it.
next year. Maybe next year.
Maybe next week.
Year. We're overdue for a fantasy film, actually, Chris.
Shut the hell up.
I know we lost our number one fantasy fan here, but Mike DeRosier says the movie was awesome. Watched it last night. Battle Truck was awesome, Mike. I agree. And they said, we said, I don't know who that is. I still stand by my theory that not Tom Berenger was doing his daughter. Puke.
What sick man
but Sean
wrote
Cavender
that?
agrees with you. He detected the same creepy vibe.
Good.
I did
There
not,
you guys
but
go.
that's
I
takes one to
we
know.
talked
one.
You
about
coming around? You coming around?
never mind. I take it back.
That's all we had for reader feedback on Battle Truck. If you'd like to leave a feedback, go to our YouTube, leave us a comment, and I may read it next week while we watch Witchcraft 3.
Let's hope.
Or
No,
whatever
I
comes
didn't
on.
add to the list yet.
Ah,
Well, I'm not going to put Witchcraft 3
I
on here if
know.
Rebecca's coming
I'm
back
just-
next week and we get Witchcraft 3.
I'm
That's-
excited to get Witchcraft 3.
Welcome her back with
It's like-
grandeur.
Witchcraft 3 is going back on the wheel starting next week.
All right.
Or next
Okay.
episode.
I
That's
hope
fair.
we get Zombie Vampire. What was it? Ninja?
Okay.
Ninja Vampire? Ninja
I
Cop?
think you should put Nemesis 4 on the wheel.
Share screen.
Oh, Nemesis 4.
Continue the Nemesis ride.
Oh, I
Yeah,
can't
I
share
know.
the screen. I got to
Share
reload
the screen,
the
man.
page. Your browser has blocked your screen. Check the screen icon in your address bar to allow access. Sorry, guys. I have a new computer, so I'm a little like. Hey,
Paul
I have a
has
new
an
battery in
alternate
my fire thing, Chris.
Nice.
if I
It's
if I
important.
can't share it and I spit it, are you guys gonna believe me or no?
What?
I don't know if I can. It says I have to reload. Okay, let me reload.
What are you trying to share? Oh,
Oh, Chris is
there
out.
he goes.
So,
Okay,
guys, welcome to the new Bad Movie Night podcast. I'm taking
All
over.
action
Chris
all the
is-
time.
All action all the battle truck. Every night.
20.
Let's do it.
Robot. What's the giant robot one that we watched?
Oh, Robot
I'm back.
Jock?
You sons
Robot
of bitches.
Jocks.
No,
Yeah.
dude, don't.
He's
No.
back.
No, I was
All right,
taking over.
I think it's working now. I think it's working. Oh wow. Bam.
There we go. Oh, the
There's
wheel.
the
What would you put on
picker
here?
wheel. Point.
We have
What
Nightmare
is that?
City.
Nightmare
Nightmare
City.
Is that Magnolia?
Shocking Dark. Well, Nightmare City, Italian zombie movie. Shocking
Robot
Dark,
Ninja.
some sort of Italian alien action movie. Robot Ninja, robots, ninjas. What can go wrong?
Mhm.
Mars, Olivia Gruner, and Point Doom,
What's Point
which
Doom?
is apparently some action-y thing, but it's got Richard Grieco. It's got the Grieco. It's got the Grieco. It's got other people
That means
too.
it's coming up on the wheel.
I feel like the wheel's getting a little stacked here.
Oh, it's been stacked. Are you guys
Just
ready?
bangers.
These are all Chris movies, but okay.
Exactly, as I'm saying.
What do you want on here, people? It's never
Some
good enough for you
diversity.
fuckers.
What's some diversity to a wheel?
What is
I
missing?
want some
We got-
Roddy Piper, Chris.
we have the Roddy Piper inventory is very low.
I know, we've seen them all. We can watch them again.
Okay, we're spinning.
Jungle Ground, put it on.
Here we go.
Let's spin.
Here we go.
Oh,
Olivier Grenier.
Mars.
Mars.
Oh,
Get your ass to Mars.
Whoa, what is the negativity for? Sci-fi action.
Is that a straight up whammy?
As it's Olivier Grenier.
yeah. Well, I can't wait to see this
Okay.
trailer as they film in Arizona desert.
Hey,
It's Mars.
That's Mars. You've seen the Mars pictures, AJ. It's the same.
how can you sit there? How last week we watched fucking Battle Truck.
Oh, it was fucking
That was
amazing.
amazing.
Yeah, but you're acting like if you never watched what you want to watch. We just watched it.
I know, but
Mars,
it was a truck and there was a
1997.
battle and it was fucking awesome.
Okay.
They ramped that motorcycle into the back of the truck.
I mean, oil
It
wars.
exploded
where
in
can you go
slow
wrong?
mo.
You had a Volkswagen that did a flip.
I would.
Incredible.
I would watch a new Albert Pyun Oil Wars, whatever the fuck that thing was called.
Okay.
That like
There's some good
2015
Albert Pyun to watch.
Albert Pyun's post-apocalyptic wasteland movie. That's what we should watch.
I want to see the Nemesis one he didn't finish with Steven Seagal.
Oh no, that's out, and that's on Tubi.
Is it out?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's on Tubi.
I gotta see that, man.
All right, are you guys ready to check out the trailer?
Yeah. All right. This might be good. We'll see.
This might be good. I have to find it. God damn it! I was talking to you about Albert Pyun. Here we go.
I just feel like it's gonna be really low budget.
Dabei lüftete ein Geheimnis, das die Firma unter Verschluss halten wollte.
Halt! Begreifen Sie denn nicht? Wir müssen die Menschen unbedingt warnen und den Planeten evakuieren.
Erst finde ich heraus, wer mein Bruder Olivia Gruner, Shari Belafonte in Mars.
It's in German.
Halt!
I did find a English trailer, but it was after I found the German one, and I kind of liked the German one more because it was fun.
What was that movie we watched where they start on Mars and then like 2 minutes later he gets transported to Earth under some stairs? That's what this feels like. That's that movie.
That's a lot of movies you just covered there.
This looks like Spray Tan the movie.
So AJ, you're thinking that it's not actually on Mars? He's gonna get teleported to Earth in the beginning?
AJ, I think it's the other way around.
I feel like they're selling us on a story, and we're just not gonna get any of it.
Is Shari Belafonte related to Harry Belafonte?
Yes, actually. I
Oh,
believe
really?
so. I might be crazy. The daughter of singer Harry Belafonte,
there you
yeah.
go.
Oh, Chris. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you,
No,
but
go
I know
ahead.
what I want you to put on the wheel.
Okay.
I want Moon 44 on the wheel.
See,
that
that's
looks
just a Michael
amazing.
Pere, Michael Pere sci-fi movie.
Yeah, but it has like the budget of like Alien. Like, did you see how
It's
cool
a Roland
that
Emmerich
looks?
movie.
I know, but it looks
Did you know
really
that?
Cool. No, I didn't know that.
It's Roland Emmerich. It
In
was a $15
1990,
million
too.
budget.
That's right before Independence Day.
Yeah, no, like the sets look legit
Look
awesome.
amazing.
Yeah, they look awesome.
We'll put it on the list.
Okay, I'll put it on the list.
It's
I
got
do
Matt
love
It'd be a
Michael
good
Pere.
space
Damon in
movie.
Anyways, we're talking about Mars. Stop
Yeah.
talking about other better
We're talking
movies.
about Moon 44,
Mars.
Chris.
We're talking about
pipe dream,
Lufthansa.
Chris.
Mars.
Coming to an end.
A
There's no
law
time to get
enforcement officer, Olivia Gruner from Earth, seeks vengeance for his brother's mysterious death on Mars. Get your ass to Mars. It's on Tubi as well. Get your ass to Tubi.
Welcome to the party, Tubi.
And watch Mars. Look, I'm excited. It's been a while since we've watched Olivia Gruner.
It has
Yeah,
been a
that's
long
true.
time.
It has
It
been
was
a
like
while.
3 years ago.
He's great.
Yeah,
I love him.
It was another science fiction movie we watched.
He
with
played the
him, too.
bad guy
Remember
in
that?
the
He had that sweet
the
apartment
Dolph
in
Lundgren
space.
one. He had an apartment in space.
Yeah, remember that? And he had like
No.
yeah,
What movie was
it's been
that?
a long time. It was a science fiction one we watched with him,
Yeah, Gruner.
and it wasn't bad. Remember they used the hallway over and over again in like all those movies.
He's a little green.
Yes, I know what you're talking about, AJ.
Yeah. I
Where
can't
he
think of the name.
dances.
What is that?
Yeah.
Regenerator? Did we watch that?
Wait, we
Anyways,
watched it on the
we're
Bad Movie
done.
Night show with Mark.
done.
That's where we watched it on.
Oh, maybe.
I think it was a Bad Movie Night show movie.
No, you're talking about the one where we were really drunk and I don't remember any of it.
I'm
That's-
not.
Isn't that
with,
all of them, Chris?
That's like
It doesn't
20
matter. I'm done.
movies.
I'm done. We're done. Mars, that's what we're watching next week.
All right.
We'll be back. Everybody will be back. It'll be a normal episode.
Maybe
This one was a
Rebecca?
little weird. I know,
Yes.
everybody. But John, thank you
Mars.
so much for joining us. If you weren't here, it would have been a terrible episode.
I don't believe that for a
We
second.
do
Because
appreciate
Chris
you
would have
being
been the
here.
only one who liked it.
I still think I might have been.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was half and half. No, yeah, this was great, and I mean, everyone, go on Bad Movie Night Patreon.com. It's the best $2 I spend a month.
There
Bam.
you go. You get access to the pre-show. You
Access
get
to all the
access to the
holes.
Slack. John, I sent you the Slack invite. You never joined it.
Wow, you would have so much fun on the Slack with us.
Yeah,
Okay.
It lets Chris buy all those sushi burritos that he can.
Sushi burritos?
That sounds
Don't you-
good.
I thought
That
you
was
bought
Ian.
sushi
Ian bought
burritos. That's Ian.
I have bought sushi burritos in the past, which is a pretty good life decision. But anyways, yes, everybody check out They Said We Said on YouTube. That's John's channel. They can find you on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram,
Insta
TikTok,
tweets.
Insta-tweet.
OnlyFans.
Yeah, right now. No. Yeah.
It's a saturated
He's been live streaming from the waist down.
The entire time.
At John the Host, at film_hooligans, and at the Cult of Films. And you will be seeing probably that guy, or maybe all these guys, on an upcoming episode talking about the difference between Let the Right One In and Let Me In. Right?
Difference being different.
None. None at all.
Yeah.
And we still need to do Starry Eyes too.
Oh, Starry Eyes, such a good movie.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're going to do the difference between The Monster Hunter and Starry Eyes next week on the Cult of Film. All right. That's it. Thanks again, John. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We will catch you here next time. Goodbye.
Bad Movie Night Podcast. Podcast. We hope you enjoy listening to Bad Movie Night.